Hello everybody. My name is Ash, and today I'm going to be showing the fix for the garage door that I uploaded a few months ago, I think. A lot of people have had problems with this, so I've refined the redstone a bit to make sure that it works in every direction, and it works on the newer versions of the game. So I'm in 1.19.2 right now. So, if we go and look right over here, we can see I've got all four directions, and that was just one that I was testing. In addition, so here you can see the updated redstone. I've made it a little more compact and made it so that the timings work regardless of the direction it is in. So if you press this button, you can see the closing sequence was never really affected by the direction, but the opening sequence was. So now if I open it, you can see it goes slower. It needs to go slower to work, but it does work now. So this is the default direction of the schematic. This I don't believe needed any changes, but I will upload a fresh schematic just in case that I did anything that I don't remember or wasn't sure about. Now the important things to note is that in two of the directions you will need to change this sequence gear shift right here. So it should by default be piston 1 meter going input speed forwards, right? And it's important that the rotation that you're giving this is 32 RPM. There might be some play, but 32 RPM is what it's designed for, and in clockwise. So you might need to switch directions if it's not that to get it to work properly. Let me just double check this one that I freshly printed. Yep. Input speed forwards. Now, for I believe, is it? No, it is these two directions. So, if you are looking at it while facing, let's see, what's the towards south or towards west, you can see it right over here. In south or west, then what you need to do is you need to go over into this and switch the input speed to reversed. And this shouldn't change. That can stay forward, I believe. Yes. So it is only this piston, this sequence gear shift for the up and down piston. You want to switch the input speed to reversed. For these two. Yeah. And then that should make it so that the sequence is in the correct order for it to close and open. And I think that's the only I think that should fix the issues that most people have with this device. So I'll explain the redstone a bit, but it's not relevant if you're just going to paste it in. So this pulse repeater is set for 5. Now 5 seconds, means that this clock, which is set for 1.5 seconds, will go off just enough times for this to trigger this sequence 5 times, which is how many, or is it 5? 1, 2, yeah, or 4 or 5 times. It doesn't really matter. So you need both of these pistons to complete their actions before this clock here can send a second pulse. Now, in the previous version that I made this, I think I used a bit of buggy behavior where this clock could fire pretty often, and these would move in the correct sequence regardless, right? It wouldn't screw it up. And I think something must have changed in more recent versions that messed with this. So you need this timer to be longer than these repeaters, as well as how long it takes for this to move one segment. So it works now, right? I've changed the schematic for this redstone to start with the piston up, because in the previous schematic there was an issue where it would double up the let's see here. It would double up the piston head, and you would have to break it, and it was just, you know, oh God, I keep pressing the Windows key, my bad. You would have to break this so that it reset, and if you didn't do that, then it didn't do anything, right? The sequence would always try and do the one over here, which opens it, and so that would confuse it when it tried to close, because it needs to switch. But that's not how it works anymore, or I mean that we're not having those same flaws anymore with the newer design. So I think that is all I needed to cover. I went over most of how it worked in the previous video. That hasn't really changed. It's just reworked a little to have more forgiving timings, and just to give you the fix for if you're wanting to move it to other orientations. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you, and I will see you, I don't know, sometime soon maybe.